Hi, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the New Day with Natalie podcast. We're going to talk about what to do when your avoidant partner starts to create distance in your relationship and what you should do so that your relationship does not end. The main reason why your avoidant partner is pulling away could be because of the stage of your relationship. So when you guys first met and your relationship was amazing in the beginning, right? That was the honeymoon phase, okay? And I'm sure you understand what that concept means. But basically, you were so excited to get to know each other. It's almost like you were opening up a gift on Christmas, right? It's like, oh my gosh, what's inside? You're so excited to open it. You're so excited to get what you want. And it's like the full process of opening a present is so exhilarating and rewarding. That's what it feels like for both of you at the beginning. Then over time, it starts to die off, and your avoidant partner might have felt that feeling of, this isn't really a honeymoon anymore first, okay? You might still feel like you're in the honeymoon phase. That's why it's like, what's going on? But your avoidant partner doesn't. So to get to understand how they feel, think about it like this. If you got a present for Christmas and you open it up and you're like, oh my God, thank you. And then someone hands you the same exact gift 10 minutes later, would you be as excited to open up the same exact gift? You'd probably be happy, but not as excited because you already know what's inside. Well, what about 30 minutes later, someone gives you the same exact gift again? Would you be like, oh my God, like, would you feel as excited as you did compared to the first time you opened the gift? Probably not. So it's like, that is what it might feel like for your avoidant partner every time they see you after that first date and that honeymoon phase. Before you, avoidantly attached people usually create a life around them that has very tall and thick walls, right? They have people in their life, they have a specific routine, and they clean their home in a certain way so that they can feel like everything is familiar and known, because the unknown is scary and it's uncomfortable. When you stepped into their world, you started to shake things up because now their schedule isn't exactly how they want. They now have to go on dates with you or do things that make you happy. And their home isn't organized in the same way because now you're here and you use the kitchen. And so you move stuff around and you clean in a different way. And so over time, the avoidant starts to feel like, I don't know who I am anymore because my whole identity is wrapped around this idea that I am autonomous, I am independent, and I can take care of myself and do what I want and have this freedom. But you have taken my freedom away from me. Now it just feels like they have lost control. And so that could be another reason why they're starting to create distance. So it's the stage of your relationship, and it's this feeling that their identity is now threatened because of you. Also, when you're in a relationship, you typically lean on your partner a little bit. You typically ask your partner for some help, and that is something that the avoidantly attached person usually does not feel comfortable doing. So it's just you being in their world and taking your relationship to the next level is shaking everything up and making them feel unsafe. Over time, the avoidantly attached person will start to feel like their life is no longer in this equilibrium that they have created for themselves. And instead, it's rocky all the time because you're in it. Or they could be losing their own ability to make their own schedule each week because they're with you. They could be losing their identity because they feel like they're falling in love with you in the relationship. And they're no longer this independent, autonomous person because they're a team with you. They could also feel like if you guys start to talk about a future together, they might start to worry that, wait a second, all of the dreams that I had before you are now out the door. And that's scary because I wanted to do all these things and now we're talking about something completely different. So everything that I once wanted doesn't matter anymore. And that's scary. I don't want someone to just take those things away from me. And then finally, they might feel like they are losing their free time, losing their freedom because they're with you. And so what they do is distance themselves from you in order to recharge, in order to feel like they are themselves again, in order to be by themselves like they used to be all the time, and feel like themselves so that they can think clearly and actually know, oh yeah, I want to be with you. I want to be in a relationship with you. and I feel really good about it. So when you show up in a relationship with your avoidant partner, you have a certain behavior that you are setting off, okay? And you might not think that you are hurting or threatening your partner or threatening the relationship that you have with your partner, but in reality, your actions and behavior are actually bothering your avoidant partner a lot. And so when they create distance, they're getting away from you, from your behaviors, from your actions, from the things that are kind of taking them off. The way that I like to describe this is it's like you are speaking English to your partner and your partner is speaking Japanese back to you. You do not understand each other at all. And the other thing is, you have different intentions. So let me give you an example. If you make a special dinner for your avoidant partner and you're like, I'm going to make a nice homemade pasta, we're going to have a romantic dinner, it's going to be amazing, okay? And then all of a sudden the dinner comes around and you tell your avoidant partner, I made a special dinner tonight. Now, your avoidant partner will not hear what you just said, right? And they will not understand your intentions. Your intentions might be, I want quality time together. I want to cook you food because that's my love language, and I want to take care of you tonight and just have some nice quality time. Now, your avoidant partner will hear this. You want to take away my free time on Friday night. You want to control me and my schedule and punish me and make me be with you all night long talking to you when I might want to hang out with my friends, or I might not want to eat anything, or maybe I'm on a special diet and now I have to eat exactly what you've made for me and I feel stuck. I feel claustrophobic. There's no freedom anymore and I'm not independent because I have to do what you want, and if I don't, then you're going to be mad. So do you see like the big difference there? It's like the avoidant thinks your intention is I'm stealing your freedom, but your intention is actually I want to show you love, okay? So that miscommunication and that gap will also start to create distance in your relationship. And it is all because, yes, there's miscommunication, but the more that you act, the more that you're a people pleaser, the more that you corner your avoidant partner, the more they're not going to want to work things out in your relationship. Does that make sense? Okay, so here's another example. Say you as the anxiously attached person haven't really talked to your avoidant partner in a while and you haven't seen them either. So you decide, okay, I'm going to craft a really thoughtful message to my avoidant partner and let them know that I'm thinking about them and that we should go out on a date on Saturday night and it'd be wonderful. So you're like, it does two things. First, it lets them know that I'm thinking about them and that I love them and that I care about them. And second, I'm taking initiative because I think that's what they want me to do. And setting up this date will allow us to have some quality time together. And it will also provide you with some reassurance that they still love you and want to be with you. So when you send that message, your avoidant partner will not understand exactly what you said. They will feel like the intention of that message was actually to steal their freedom. They will view your message as a confirmation that you do not have a life beyond the avoidantly attached person, okay? Because if you can't do anything else on a Saturday night, like, do you even have friends or hobbies? Like, can you spend time by yourself? Are you even able to do that? That's what they're thinking in their mind. And that is unattractive. And they'll start to create distance because they'll feel this weight that you are so obsessed with them. You can't be happy without them. You don't have plans other than being with them. And so that's this pressure of, wait a second, I'm not only your romantic partner, I also have to take care of your emotional well-being. I have to validate you. I have to be the person that you hang out with all the time. Otherwise, you're going to be sad, and they don't want you to be sad. They don't want you to be lonely. So they do hang out with you. But over time, it's like, this is more than a romantic relationship. This is a job. And in some cases, they might even feel like a parent to you because going back to your childhood, your caretaker, your parents, probably did the same thing. They were your secure base. They were the person that made you feel good when you didn't. They were the person that, you would hang out with all the time because you probably lived in their house. And so all of those same experiences and emotions that you might have experienced when you were younger are now playing out in your adult relationships, and your avoidant partner is feeling it way before you do. And so maybe that's the reason you feel so safe and happy in the relationship, because it feels like your avoidant partner is your caretaker, which I know is like a weird thought, but it's truly how it works sometimes. Unfortunately, this dynamic between the anxious and avoidant can continue over time and start to create a lot of distance in between those two characters in the story, okay? And over time, if there's enough space in between you guys, then the avoidant will just decide, well, I don't really feel anything for this person anymore. And like, well, we never even see each other anymore. I just think it makes sense to end the relationship because are we even dating anymore? And I know it just sounds crazy to say, but like that is truly what it feels like. And it's a protective mechanism a lot of times. And creating space and distance is also a way to recharge. It's a way for an avoidantly attached person to feel who they are, to go back to their roots, to be in touch with their own self and actually decide, wait, when I'm by myself and when I am recharged, it feels good. But it feels really good being with my partner, and I can't wait to see my partner again. I can't wait to catch up and see what's new. That is like the excitement of going back and seeing each other after having time apart, okay? But to get there, we have to talk about the exact step you should do when your partner starts to pull away, okay? So when an avoidantly attached person creates distance, okay, and what that could mean is just they stop texting you, they stop making plans with you, you can feel like a behavior shift, they don't want to have deep conversations, it's like they're just putting up a wall and not acting like the same version of themselves, okay? So the further away they are from you, the more in control that they will feel, and the stronger attachment they will have to their identity, which we talked about earlier, okay? Their identity being autonomous and independent and like being able to do things by themselves and feeling good about it and confident, okay? Solving their own problems, not having to like rely on anyone else, okay? So the further they are from you, the more they feel like themselves. So that probably feels pretty good. If they're around you and they feel like they're giving into you and you're like manipulating them and you're stealing their freedom and you make them feel like shit, why would they want to spend all their time with you? Like distancing would only make sense. Plus, when you create distance, it's actually the fastest way to make an uncomfortable situation stop really fast, almost immediately, right? Think about it. If you were watching a scary movie and you're like, this is so scary, I'm super uncomfortable, I'm going to get nightmares, what do? You could sit there and watch the rest of the movie and like listen to it, or you could get up, walk out of that room, or like literally change the movie to something happy and funny. And then it stops. The pain stops right there. So that's what your avoidant partner's doing. So when they do that, your goal is to make your avoidant attached partner comfortable even in those uncomfortable situations, okay? One day, when they start to feel uncomfortable, they won't need to run away and be gone and not talk to you for like 2 weeks. Instead, they might just need a day. Or they might actually verbally tell you, I'm feeling like I need some space. I'll see you later tonight. And then that way you'll know, oh shit, like they just told me what they need. This is what Natalie has been telling me. And then you'll know I can just live my life. I can have a nice day because I know they're going to come back and I can calm down my anxiety and I'll be okay. There's 3 different solutions that you can apply to your relationship to make sure your avoidant partner doesn't leave you for good after they create distance, okay? The first one is going to be the most important, okay? So the solution number 1 is to meet your avoidant partner's needs and to change your behavior. Physically give your avoidant partner space when they ask for it. If they actually tell you those words, I just need some space, I just need some time, wonderful. You guys, that is like the best thing that they could possibly tell you. They're trying to make the relationship work by telling you like, listen, this is what I'm going through. This is what I need. If you give it to me, I'll feel better. And then we can continue this thing that we've got going on. That is what you want to hear. When they create space and you physically give them space when they ask for it, or if they just create space and you also give them space and you're like, fine. And at the same time, you go off and live your life. Like you're not crying at home and like monitoring your phone, like when are they going to text me back? You are hanging with friends. You're going on a walk. You are starting a online business. You are learning a new language. Like you are diving into things that make you excited to live, okay? And so when you do that and give your avoidant partner distance while they are creating distance to recharge, they will see that. They will feel that. They will know that you're not just waiting there for them to return. Like, have you ever cooked a meal in the kitchen and it's a new recipe and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to mess this up. And all of a sudden there's someone else in the kitchen and they're just staring at you. Like, every single move you make, they're just staring. And you're like, I'm totally going to fuck it up. And it makes you feel like when they're watching, they're judging you. And it makes you nervous. And then you start messing up. And you're just like, can you stop watching me? Like, this is making me really uncomfortable. So that's how the person, like, if you're being watched and cooking, that is how your avoidant partner feels. They feel like you're watching them and waiting for them to return. And that's scary. That's not fun. I wouldn't like that either. So when you are off and you're doing nothing, like imagine you're in the kitchen cooking and that person who is watching you is now in the other room painting something and they're super occupied. All of a sudden it's like, you can cook, you can make mistakes, you can do whatever. Because when dinner's ready, you'll call them and they'll come over and they'll eat your food. So that's how your avoidant partner feels. Does that make sense? Like, they just want you to be happy and to live your life and do something that occupies you. And if you do that, they will return. It's literally that easy. When you meet their needs and you live your life while you are meeting their needs and you find peace in doing that, it will all work out for you, okay? One thing I want to say is do not tell your avoidant partner, I just want to let you know, I've noticed you've given me space, and so now I am going to give you space so that you feel comfortable. Don't say that. You don't need to tell your avoidant partner what you're doing, just do it. And on that note, I also want to say, don't be a bitch. Don't try to play these games with them. Like, if they create distance and then you're like, I'm going to play a game and create so much distance that when they come back and they want to hang out, I'm going to be so busy hanging out with Jessica. No, I would recommend no. That is a bad idea. When you give your avoidant partner space and they want to come back to you and hang out, be consistent. Be available. If you actually have plans, let them know, but plan something else then that works, okay? I wouldn't, okay, here's the thing, because when they come back and you're no longer this consistent person that's ever available, they're going to feel that and they're going to fear that you will abandon them. And so why even try? Why even come back? I've already messed it up. I'm just going to leave now. You don't want that. So don't play hard to get. Don't play any games. When they want to come back, let them come back. Go on a dinner date. Just talk it out, okay? It's just really important to make sure that they can take the space that they need to figure out what they want and need out of life. And then when they want, they will come back, okay? If you make them feel super suffocated, they will not want to return. They want to come back to you and come back to a place that makes them feel loved and seen and not pressured, okay? Your behavior change is going to be critical here. So if you are super anxious and you're like monitoring them all the time, like, I haven't heard from you, like, what's going on? Like, if that's anxious, okay? If you flip your behavior and give them the space that they need and also act secure, and what that means is you create distance and you go on and live your life and you're not checking in on them. You just know they'll come back and that's fine. And if they don't, okay, fine. That behavior change is also going to pique their interest because it's like, wait, that's not how I expected you to react. Like, I thought you'd be begging to like take me back. Like, this is weird. This is different. And so that is also going to make them want to come back to you because it's like, wow, you're actually not applying pressure. Maybe it was all in my head, So it's a way for both people to be happy and to be excited to be together, okay? Solution number 2 is just to use direct communication to your partner. I know this sounds really obvious, but most people forget that. If you would like to just talk to your partner about it after you've given them space and they haven't come back for like months, I would say that's an appropriate time to have a very direct communication conversation and just say like, this is how I'm feeling and this is what I need from you. And if they are just like, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me, I'm going to meet your needs. Let's make a compromise, like FaceTiming twice a week or going on a special date night once a month, whatever it is to make you excited about seeing them and make them excited about having space. That's great. And if they're just like, I can't meet your needs. Like, I can't give you what you need. Like, we're done. If they tell you that, that's actually a good thing too, because now you've learned so much in this relationship and you can use what you've learned and understand what you like and want in a relationship and apply that to your next relationship. Solution number 3 is to make a future plan and kind of test the water. So what to do is ask your avoidant partner if they would like to go to a concert or go to a special restaurant or go on a special hike a month or two from the day that, like today. And the idea here is you're giving your avoidant partner a ton of time in between like now and that special day, so that yes, there's something on the calendar, but also you don't have to like really be super close in between now and that day, because when that day comes, it's going to be really special and nice and you're going to bond. But until then, you know, they have the space that they need and they can take what they need. And if they want to do it sooner, they can let you know. Now, here's the catch. If they tell you, yeah, like that sounds cool, like let's put it on the books, right? You're in. That means they create a distance, but they're willing to see you again and they want to like make things work, okay? Now, on the flip side, if they don't accept the invitation and they're actually like, you know what, I think that this relationship isn't going to work out, then you got to accept it. And I know it's like, I don't want to hear that. Like, that's not why I listen to this podcast. I am here telling you the truth. Like, it has happened to me and it sucks in the moment, but I am so happy that I've always tried this method, because like I normally try this method when the relationship ends, but I'll go back to my ex and be like, hey, you want to go grab dinner or something? Like, if I'm still super in love with him, I'll just reach out, and normally they'll just be like, you know, sorry, like I'm really busy that week, or like I'm moving, or whatever, like something very kind. They're not going to be like, no, go yourself. Like, they're not going to say that. That feedback from my perspective was always so valid and important and critical, because then I knew in that moment they are not interested. So why even put any energy into trying to pursue the relationship when they don't want anything to do with me? And that's fine. Like, the rejection hurts, but I think what hurts more is if you put like a decade of like, I'm going to win this person back, I'm going to make them love me, and then they never do. That's going to suck. Okay, you guys, let's get into the Q&A session of this podcast. If you have a question for me, feel free to go to my Instagram and send me a voice note over the DM messaging, and I will get back to you on a podcast Q&A session, all right? How to know if they are avoidant or just don't really care about me or my life. So with this question, there's really no way to 100% know if they just don't like you or if they are avoidant. And the thing is, avoidant attachment is not permanent. You can be avoidant in your friendships, and you can be anxious in your romantic relationships. You can also be anxious and avoidant in some of your romantic relationships if you've got two going on or whatever your situation is. It just depends on who is around you. My advice is try not to care about what attachment style your partner is, and try not to care about if they like you, if they want to take care of you, if they care about you and your life and, you know, your relationship. Because when the only thing you're thinking about is, does this person like me? Am I good enough? Can I change so that they will like me? Then you're creating a relationship around this idea of like desperation. And also, when you are in an unregulated state in terms of your nervous system, like let's say you're in your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, typically your thoughts are going to be panic, fear, anxiety when you're in that flight state, or rage, anger, irritation, and frustration when you're in that fight state, okay? And so basically, you're going to have these completely different emotions and when you're unregulated. And so if you're constantly thinking like, do they like me? That is a fear. That is a worry. That is a concern, right? And then one day you might wake up and feel like, you know what? I'm just frustrated. They haven't reached back out to me. I'm just angry that they broke up with me. That's the fight. So if you start to become aware, like, wait a second, these questions that I'm asking are in line with the state of my nervous system, then you actually can find an answer to your question. Because maybe the question you should be asking is, how can I regulate my nervous system? Not, do people care about me? Does this person want to date me? What type of attachment style are they? Because you can only change your own attachment style. That's the key. You can be an example to others. You can be secure and help your partner to, you know, be inspired to shift their attachment style. But at the end of the day, you can't force anyone to do anything. So that's what I would suggest. Learn to regulate your own nervous system. I have another podcast episode on that. Check out the episode from right before this one. Talk about how to heal your anxious attachment. And then also, just understanding avoidant attachment, I think that's just useful in general, because like we all have avoidant tendencies in some cases, and we all have anxious tendencies in some cases. So just being aware of those actions and knowing that, okay, I can actually change my behavior and change my mindset at any time. It's just up to me. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. But that is it for this episode, you guys. If you would like to ask me your question and talk about your story and like really get feedback and advice or like a strategy for what you should do next, then feel free to sign up for a one-on-one video call with me. I'll leave a link for that down below. We're also launching a new program very soon called Anxious to Secure. So if you'd like to heal your anxious attachment and work to become more securely attached, I have the waitlist for that program listed down below as well. We did launch that program 2 years ago, and it was a great success, and so I wanted to bring it back. So the waitlist is available. Please join if you are interested, and you will get a special discount if you sign up for that waitlist. And then last, I do have a book that could also help you, How to Get Over Your Avoidant Ex and Become Securely Attached. It's on Amazon for $11, so it's all yours. It's a low price because I just want you guys to be able to really coach yourself, essentially. Just reading my book, you're like teaching yourself, coaching yourself, and transforming. So I wanted to make that available for you as well. But yeah, that's it for this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.